Good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you happen to be. My name is Helen Bradley. I did go looking for an alternative methodology for green burial options, and I found these reef balls, a unique and readily personalized memorial that historically evolved from burials at sea, but are now becoming more mainstream, specifically, but not limited to those concerned with maritime conservation. It was really fascinating when I was looking through all of the literature that they have. There are studies that show that this is a great alternative for lessening our carbon footprint, but the results are not statistically in that says this is 100% the way to go, but it is an alternative. So, what are reef ball barriers? This is, again, as I said, a return to burial at sea practices. There is a cultural resonance today because people are looking for ways to save coral reefs specifically and actually to be more eco friendly. This grew out of witness degradation of natural coral reef formation due to heavy pollution, carbon monoxide in our atmosphere. And one caveat that I do have to insert here is that while reef balls are a great and eco-friendly way methodology of burial, there is a cremation that does need to take place prior to the reef ball being formed. That does add carbon into the atmosphere. But if we're able to really reconstruct a lot more reef, perhaps we'll be able to limit our carbon footprint that way as well. This again is a cremation that does need to be performed. Those remains are mixed with environmentally safe concrete, and they actually do create a reef ball. In the picture, you see the holes, and actually the remains are cemented into these holes, and they actually do become part of the reef itself. These artificial structures are then placed in designated areas. This is specifically designated. It's not just you go out into the middle of the bay or the sea and plop a ball down. These are actually really constructed places and very carefully monitored so that there is some type of oversight that does occur. And so then what happens is these reef balls serve as a foundation for new coral growth, and these provide essential habitats for all of our marine microorganisms that have been slowly eroded away. The memorialization of this is very interesting that people can actually be directly involved in the mixing of the remains with the cement, the pouring into the actual ball that's going to be inserted into this container, and then participate in a burial at sea. So why are we doing this? We're looking at some social structures here, and we actually do see traditions that are being a little bit more challenged and green burials that are creating that eco-friendly legacy. We do create a habitat that restores a positive ecosystem. We do create meaningful legacies. You can see actually on the slide where there's been a coin with a name and date inserted. People will put handprints in there, and then any other keepsakes that are eco-friendly can be put into the cement as well. So we do shift a little bit from traditional burials, and then we also raise environmental awareness as well. So additional ethical benefits that we see coming from reef ball burials. We do a lot of land preservation. We prevent a lot of deforestation. We can decrease chemical and non-biological materials such as caskets and vaults. And then we also have this environmental stewardship that we can become part of that helps to support our really fragile ecosystem. We create a great deal of support for biodiversity, and we can restore a damaged ecosystem as well. And just as an additional aside, being that retired nurse that I am, what other things can we look at as we restore this ecosystem? There's a lot of medical research being done with all of the biomes and uh, mitochondria that come from and arise from coral reef specifically. And they're finding that by extraction and reduction, they're finding medical treatments for cancer, for pain management, neurological treatments, HIV, and specifically Alzheimer's as well. I found the research very, very interesting, and I have incorporated a lot of references for your perusal. And thank you very much for your attention.